Louisiana beer reviews, St. Arnold Brewing's 2020 Bourbon Barrel French Press, Imperial Coffee Porter. This is the first video review for this beer in the world. An Imperial Coffee Porter aging in bourbon barrels for almost a year. They added coffee. After they did that, they added coffee from Java Pura. This beer is brewed and bottled in Houston, Texas. 9.9% alcohol, 48 international bitterness units. Released in December 2020. They use 2-row double roasted crystal, pale chocolate, and golden naked oats. The hops are East Kent Goldings. Gets a 90 out of 100 on Beer Advocate. It gets an 82 out of 100 on Untapped. It's not listed. Oh, it is listed on Rate Beer, but they don't have enough reviews to give it a score. Even Beer Advocate only has 22 check-ins. Untapped has many check-ins. I think over 1,000. All right. Anyway, it's a chilly winter morning. Nice smoke. About 8:20 a.m. Would be a thick head and a narrower brim glass, but it's a khaki head and it's a reddish brown appearance. Now I can see the red ruby from the sun, bright sun shining through it. I see some bubbles, little tiny tight bubbles, and I think I see sediment. The date, guys. Two crammed together. Oh, I don't know what that is. Bottled on, I said December, never mind. Bottled on November 23rd, 2020. Oh, but it might have been released on December 7th. Okay, all right, gotcha. They just had it held back. But sometimes they do some pre-releases. I bought this in January at Dorignax, and it was $6.99 a bottle. Kind of a muddy brown with the light shining at it. But there's ruby with the light shining through it. Alrighty. Rich bourbon barrel. Dark chocolate malt. Dark brown bread crust. It's sort of like in the nose, like a weaker version of the Lagunitas Willetized Stout. We know that's what, about 11? I have one in the fridge. I can't remember. I know it's stronger than 9.9. And a good deal cheaper than this. Let's be fair. Lagunitas Willetized. I bought the 4-pack for, I think, $12. Yeah, it was like $3 a bottle. And this is $6.99. We gotta think about these things. Good smell the bourbon. Now I had the cognac barrel previous to this, and it was very wonderful. Not quite as high as I thought it was going to be, but still a high score. Rich chocolatey, some bourbon barrel. Now the French press is great. The cognac is great. This is great. They're imperial. The Pumpkinator is really good. The barrel aged Pumpkinator. The Pumpkinator with, what was it? Peanut butter or something. You just can't keep up with everything that these companies put out. Can't remember them. That's why they're all posted, and I keep a data bank. It's very rich. You wouldn't be able to drink too many. You wouldn't make the mistake of drinking too many of these because you just wouldn't be able to tolerate it, I don't think. Now, being a porter, it is, now the Lagunitas Willetize is a stout, so it's going to have a heavier, more velvety body. This is a relatively thin body product. So if you're rather the thin body, this will appeal to you, more watery. And if you want the velvety, thicker body, then the Lagunitas Willetize. Dark brown bread crust, some sugar sweetness, a touch of bourbon barrel, which they don't say what bourbon they're using. A mostly dry finish. On the Cyclops scale, it's probably 4 out of 5 sugar cubes. It's that sugary. On the bitterness scale, it'd be 1.5 out of 5 hop cones, and not much bitterness here. Barrel-aged beers, I guess if I had to have any of those, I prefer the rum barrel. I'm not super delighted about bourbon barrel or whiskey barrel or rye barrel aged beers, no matter what type they are. Or the barrel treated like the Innis and Gunn do, put the barrel in the beer. The Jim Beam Budweiser was interesting. I don't dislike them. I'm just not thrilled with them. I like to taste bourbon, even more so Scotch. I like that Dewar's Scotch with aged and finished in a mezcal barrels. I like the Canadian whiskeys, some American blended whiskeys like Seagram 7, and all of that. I like to taste various rums, but and Irish whiskey. And of course beer here, there, and everywhere, but I'm not so sure I like the combo of finished aging the beer in a liquor barrel. But well, that's what people do, so I'll try them out. Yeah, I guess it's not that terrifically tremendous. But it is most excellent in a sense. I'm gonna say 93, but $6.99 a bottle for a 93. I'll take issue with that because the Lagunitas was what, 98, 99. Bourbon County is always 99 to 100. KBS is 99 to 100. KBS Mackinac Fudge Stout was 100. I could still get a 4-pack for $20.99. This is running about $28 a 4-pack, but I think it's cheaper if you go to DoorDash and get. But I don't remember seeing the 4-packs. I think they just no, they probably have them on that other shelf, but maybe they have it for $25. Maybe 24, so you figure $6, still $6 a bottle. I don't know, it's not quite measuring up. St. Arnold does a good job. It's right north of Interstate 10 in the middle of Houston, so you can get off the exit and go there very easily. They say, we're gonna still mask up, no matter what the governor says, but they don't really quite measure up to the mass-produced like the Lagunitas or the KBS or the Founders. I mean, KBS is Founders. I mean the Bourbon County, which is Anheuser-Busch InBev. So hey, but you say you're taking sides. You're taking the side of the macros. Lagunitas owned by Heineken. I'm not taking sides. I'm just tasting them. That's all I'm doing. I don't care. Don't care. Just tasting them, and if one is better than the other, I'll say it. Macro, middle crow, micro. I don't take sides. That's not a true story. That's not a true statement. It's not. I had Prairie Bomb and Prairie Standard from Krebs Brewing. They're certainly not a macro. Those were delightful. So I say fooey on that. That's a fantasy that people have that I take sides. So anyway, this is still a 93. It's most excellent. I can buy a lot of most excellent beers though for a whole lot less money. So we got to take that into consideration. So it's kind of like you thought your team was going to win the national championship, but they got the Citrus Bowl trophy. You were happy, but you were pretty upset they didn't win the national championship, and they got upset by Vanderbilt at home. Couldn't let that go. All right, so anyway, Les Bon Ton Relais, a most excellent beer with a not most excellent value, and I'm going to end this review by saying, y'all go to St. Arnold in Texas and check out their facility. It's pretty interesting, and then go on up to Northwest Houston, which you're only talking about a few minutes away. I mean, literally a few minutes away. If you don't hit any traffic, it might be 5 minutes away to Carbach. Great, probably even better tour. You say, oh no, there he goes again, fair in the macro.